We're certainly looking forward to the tournament. It's the start of the new season. We had a good workout last night. We'll get in here this afternoon and start making preparations for Tennessee Tech. And guys are excited and ready to get it started.
How much was Saturday's game kind of a microcosm of what's happened this season for y'all?
Well, obviously the first half was very disappointing. We couldn't get much done at the offensive end of the floor, and we really had no answer for Mobley. We missed some trapping opportunities on him, and he hit some big-time threes. Then the second half, I was very pleased and proud with our fight. That our guys came out and competed like that, battled back, cut the lead to 1. But then again, we weren't able to knock down enough shots that second half to get the job done.
Was the comeback in the second half due to adjustments that you guys made, or was it just better effort in the second half?
Well, I thought the energy was much better. We did a much better job at the defensive end of the floor. Mobley still scored some by getting to the free throw line, but I thought we made his looks from the floor much more difficult. And then the amazing thing about the comeback was we didn't shoot the ball well, and we had a very poor free throw shooting night. But I thought you saw Stark get hot in that stretch there, and then you saw Jalen Dupree's work on the offensive glass, finishing plays, and then also getting to the free throw line keyed that comeback.
Can their play in the second half, even though y'all did lose that game, be, I guess, some extra energy that this team kind of needed when you kind of struggled towards the end of the regular season heading into the OVC tournament?
Well, I hope so. It was the best we've played since DeMarcus went out with the injury. We've really have struggled to make the adjustment of losing him out there on the floor, offensively and defensively. And so what you hope is that final 20 minutes, with it being the best we've played since losing DeMarcus, that we can build on that going into the tournament.
With that being said, the first half, I mean, is there a thought in your mind that this might happen again? Because it seems like, again, there's been times this season where y'all have stretches where offensively the team kind of goes away. Obviously, in Nashville, it's one and done if you play like that.
Right. Well, I think it all starts any time of year, but especially come tournament time at the defensive end. We've had some poor stretches offensively, but at the end of the day, we've led the league in scoring. It's the defensive end where you can't give up 50 points in a half and expect to be in good shape going in at the break. So I think it's both ends of the floor, but defensively, we've got to be able to get stops and let that lead to our transition game.
Also, just last week wasn't, and I know it's cyclical, but the free throw line around 58%. Just kind of one of those things, or just have some of the wrong guys out there?
Yeah, I don't know why the drop-off there. We didn't get Bryce and Stark there as much as we would have liked, and DeMarcus has shot the ball extremely well from the free throw line in league play. But going into the week, we were right around 80% leading the league, and I think around 60% at SEMO and then 56 at Martin, including some front ends of 1-and-1. So I thought those really hurt us.
Also, Bryce, 11% from three range, 2 of 18. I think his last 5 or 6 games kind of been off the mark, but he followed that with just an amazing streak. Is he shooting it differently? Is it an art problem?
Well, I thought we got him some really good looks, and want him to step up and knock those down. Going into the week, he was, I believe, 5th in the conference in three-point shooting, up around 45%, and it's just been a struggle the last 10 days. So he's been in the gym yesterday. He's in there right now, and want him to step up and shoot with confidence down in Nashville.
You played a lot more guys on Saturday. Was that by design, or was that because your team's down by 24 and you're just trying to just throw anything in there? And based off of what you saw, are we going to see that now?
Yeah, I think you'll see more of that. I thought the slow start, we needed to get some new life out there on the floor and try to get some energy going. I thought we also losing the athleticism of DeMarcus on the floor. Going to SEMO, we felt like go with the older, experienced guys. Looking into the Martin game, I just feel like we're really missing that athleticism that DeMarcus brings to the team. And so I think that's where guys like Ja'Kai Taylor and Gilbert Thomas can step in and give us energy and length and some good athletes out there on the floor.
With that being said, the play of Jalen Dupree, his best game as a racer, I mean, do you start thinking about throwing him into the starting lineup at this point?
Yeah, we certainly will, and expect him to have a couple good days of practice here. But he was fantastic on Saturday. You've seen his growth and development really since Christmas. He's gotten better each and every time out. Just his effort was great on the offensive glass. 6 offensive rebounds, finished with 11 total. And then he finished the plays. You know, it's a Thursday. Did a really nice job Thursday against the SEMO zone. Just didn't finish some of those plays over the length and athleticism of Cleveland. And I thought you saw him make the adjustment. I thought he really used his body well. He got better angles around the goal and powered up and finished plays, and then was able to get to the free throw line 14 times. So been very pleased with his production, and he's continuing to develop at the defensive end as well.
With all the inconsistencies y'all face this season, what's the message in practice this week to be in a tournament atmosphere with a one and done? How are you going to get them to perform?
Well, I think you have to start 0-0, as we talked about last night. We have to come out and really focus on the defensive end of the floor, rebounding the basketball, and then offensively we have to execute. You got to get the ball inside. The guys like Jalen and Terrell, we got to finish plays. We got to get to the free throw line, and you know, it sounds simple, but the bottom line, we got to step up and knock down open shots. You know, you got to be able to knock those down to continue playing this time of year.
You know, in the previous meeting against Tennessee Tech, I don't think anyone surprised you, other than, at least me, was Mason Ramsey inside. Was just terrific. Really didn't have a real answer for him most of the game. Do you see adjustments that you can make that'll negate what he could do?
Yeah, we certainly will have to, Neil, because he really hurt us. He did a good job of sealing for angles, and he got a couple easy duck-in baskets. But then he also did a nice job catching it and really backing down on the dribble. And what makes him a tough cover, as you watch him really all throughout the league play, is he can score with either hand down in the post. He's very skilled. He can turn over either shoulder and score it. So I think it starts with you have to limit his touches. You can't let him catch it down there deep in the paint. But when he does catch it, I think we will have to adjust and can't afford to let him operate one-on-one in the post.
You talked about this team needs to knock down shots, and playing in Nashville at Municipal, teams don't shoot well there. So how do you go about trying to get your guys to shoot at a higher percentage?
Oh, well, I think it's a mindset. It's a confidence thing too. Austin Peay, I think they set the record last year of made threes in the tournament, and I know Savage hit 19 or 20 in the 4 games. So there have been plenty of good shooting performances down there. So our guys they've been in the gym. They got to come in and shoot with a lot of confidence.
You guys are kind of staring at 29 years of a winning streak coming to an end if you don't win the OVC tournament. Has that gone through your mind at all?
Well, I think there'll be time later to evaluate those type things. I think right now we just have to focus on starting the new season here at 0-0, getting better in practice today and tomorrow, and what do we have to get done to beat Tennessee Tech on Wednesday night. You know, I think you start thinking about 2 and 3 and 4 games down the road, it'll be a short stay. So our guys understand all the focus is on preparing for Tennessee Tech, getting better as a team these next couple of days, and going down to Nashville and giving it everything we got on Wednesday night at 8:30.